हेलो फ्रेंड्स, यू आर वेलकम टू ऑल लिटरेरी चैनल एकेडमिक डोमेन। तो दोस्तों, आज की इस वीडियो में अरिस्टोटल की लाइफ, वर्क्स और फिलासफी के बारे में डिस्कस किया जाएगा। दोस्तों, अगर अभी तक आपने मेरे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया तो इसे सब्सक्राइब कर लीजिए और बेल आइकन को भी प्रेस कीजिए ताकि मेरी वीडियोज़ की नोटिफिकेशन आपको मिलते रहें। लाइक कीजिए, शेयर कीजिए और कमेंट करके अपना फीडबैक ज़रूर दीजिए कि आपको ये वीडियो कैसी लगी। Aristotle, the greatest of Greek philosophers and thinkers, was born in 384 before Christ at Stagira in Macedonia. It is after the name of his birthplace that he has been called as Stagirite, as Pope called him later. His father, Nicomachus, was a famous physician to King Amyntas II. Since his early age, he had been close to the court, and so he came into contact with some of the members of the royal family. In his early days, he became friendly with the king's youngest son, who in future became the king known as Philip. His son was Alexander, who was taught by Aristotle at the inspiration of his father. This is enough to prove that at an early age he had gained enviable popularity as a teacher, a thinker, and a philosopher, and his greatness has been recognized even among royalty. He came to Athens at the age of 17 and became a disciple of Plato. He remained the member of Plato's academy for about 20 years. When Plato died in 347 BC, his nephew succeeded as head of the academy, but he was not intelligent, and later Aristotle withdrew to Assos near Troy, where the Platonists circled. By this time, Persia and Macedonia became enemies because the Persians suspected that Hermias was intriguing with King Philip of Macedon. So they kidnapped him, tortured him, and finally crucified him. Aristotle's wife Pythias was his niece, and Aristotle composed a poem in praise of his virtues and heroism. It is believed that this poem was sung daily at the common table of Aristotle and his school. He has been to Asia Minor for some time and worked there as a teacher. He studied biology for 2 years. In 342 before Christ, he was appointed tutor to Prince Alexander. In 335 BC, he founded the Peripatetic school where he delivered lectures on various subjects. His lectures were mainly concerned with political science and literature. In the process of education, Aristotle differed from his master Plato and refused to follow the puritanical ban of his master. Although in the court of Pella there was the presence of philosophy, still there was barbarity. King Philip put away his queen, married another woman, and was murdered after a short period. Alexander, the son of the first queen, succeeded the throne. Aristotle returned to Athens after about 12 years. Athens was Athens was not in a good condition at that time, but it was still the intellectual capital of Greece. He founded his own school, the Lyceum, in the grove of Apollo, not far from the present British School. It includes a museum and a library. He made researches in politics, history, literature, natural science, and biology. The last years of the life of Aristotle were not very happy. His wife had died. Alexander ignored him and put his nephew to death. After Alexander's death at Babylon, Aristotle was accused of impiety and so he withdrew to Chalcis in Eubon, where he died next year at the age of 63 in 322 BC. All his life he had been quite considerate to his family and slaves. He was buried beside his wife Pythia's grave. Throughout his career, Aristotle was a great writer and has about 400 volumes to his credit. The more important of his works are dialogues, natural history, organon, rhetoric, educational ethics, physics, metaphysics, politics, poetics. Aristotle was a great disciple of Plato, although as a philosopher, a thinker, and a critic, his views were quite different from his master. He challenged Plato by showing that poetry was not only pleasant but also useful for man and society. All through his works, Aristotle has nowhere mentioned the name of Plato, but Poetics is certainly in the spirit of a reply to Plato's convictions. He asserts that poetry is significant in molding the character of an individual. In fact, the initial hints for his theory in poetics had been taken from Plato, but Aristotle has modified and reinterpreted them in such a way which makes them quite new, and thus he imparts new meaning and significance to the concept of his master. Both of them are similar only in limited sense, but their differences are large and remarkable. Plato was an idealist and believed that the world is only the objectification of the ideal world. It is the shadow of this ideal reality. But Aristotle believed in the reality of the world of senses. Thus, Aristotle moves from the real to the ideal and he stands opposed to Plato. Moreover, Plato was the first to use imitation for poetry, and Aristotle picked it from him, but he interpreted it in a different meaning. For Plato, imitation means copy of nature, while Aristotle used it as a medium of creative process. By imitating the reality, the poet transforms it into something new and he brought emotions within the range of imitation. According to Plato, poetry presents a copy of nature, but Aristotle says that poetry is the imitation of men in action and gives an idealized version of reality. Plato regarded emotions undesirable, while Aristotle stresses the need of emotional expression. Thus, in spite of the fact that Plato and Aristotle were the master and the pupil, they were two poles apart in their views regarding the place of poetry in the human world. Both of them believed that poetry is an art of imitation and that it arouses emotions. It affects the personality and behavior of the individuals in their real life. Aristotle rejected Plato's views that poetry produces dangerous excess of these emotions in real life, but Aristotle refuted and evolved the theory of catharsis, and thus he has powerfully defended the need of poetry in human society.